Well, welcome to another episode of The Minority Voice. I'm your host, Jeff Vega. And today I'd like to talk about you can't make this stuff up. I'm a news junkie, and stuff that's been coming across the news lately, you have to wonder what these individuals are thinking. And also you have to ask, how in the world do we let them get away with it? The first one I want to talk about is this state rep out of Detroit named Jules Jones.
Expensive dinners are often a normal part of doing business, but some recent spending of campaign funds by State Rep Juel Jones raising a few eyebrows. In a required filing, Jones openly discloses he spent hundreds at a local strip club and in Las Vegas. As Priya Mann reports, State Rep says that's part of the job.
State Rep Juel Jones is back in the spotlight, this time for spending campaign funds at this strip club in Dearborn. The tab at the Pantheon Club on March 8th was for $221.42. The quarterly campaign expenditure statement lists the purpose as a constituent meeting to discuss potential economic projects in Inkster. On Facebook, the Pantheon Club describes itself as an adult entertainment service. 2 weeks later, Jones spent $696 at a restaurant and wine bar in Vegas. The purpose was listed as a dinner meeting with other legislators. Via text, State Rep Jones tells Local 4 there's no need to explain the transactions. I noticeably picked up the tab at these meetings, got to meet the people where they're at. We spoke with the Michigan Campaign Finance Network, which describes itself as a nonpartisan, nonprofit organization.
It's certainly not anything that I've seen before.
However, the executive director says it's not uncommon for lawmakers to use campaign funds to buy dinners within the capacity of their official duties.
In this case, it was a venue that is certainly, I guess, less savory than what you might see on average in a campaign finance report.
But nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it under the law if it is indeed for an office-related expense. That said, of course, it's often up to the voters of his district to decide as well whether they believe that.
In April, the lawmaker was arrested for drunk driving after crashing his car. Jones is accused of struggling with troopers, allegedly saying he'd called the governor and had oversight of the MSP budget. And last week, the embattled state rep was back in court for violating his bond. Yeah, and that bond violation was in regards to the tether that monitors alcohol consumption. It had been turned off due to a lack of payment. The judge warning Jones that if he violated his bond again, he would end up in jail. Reporting live tonight, I'm Priya Mann, Local 4.
Yeah. All right, Priya.
So you got a state rep here. I hope he's single, because if he's not, he's surely in some serious trouble. Well, actually, he's in some serious trouble already. He actually got a DUI in my county. You know, one thing, you don't want to come in my county and break a law, because they throw the book at you. But anyways, this is not about that. This is a whole other thing. So Dave, this guy, state rep, he decides to hold a meeting in a adult bar. You know, where they shake their booties and all that. Now, he wrote it off as a campaign expense. Well, excuse me, as an expense being a state rep. So what's...
That's our American system.
So friends, now, I'm going to speak to Detroiters. Is that okay that your state rep is going to the adult bar to conduct meetings? And top it off, he went to Dearborn to conduct the meeting. But as I say, friends, you can't make this up. He did it, and he justified it at that too. That if that's where your clients want to meet, that's where you meet. Well, I don't know. You think your mom would let me get away with something like that, Dave?
Probably not.
Yeah, I wouldn't even think about doing something like that. Anyways, so this next one, Dave put up the article. So as you see here, this article is about a transgender who gets put in to a female's prison, and voila, inmates are coming up pregnant. I mean, as I said, you can't make this stuff up. Now, I got to admit, I try to stay away from trouble, but I know now if I ever do something stupid and gonna face going to prison or something like that, yeah, I guess I'm gonna call myself a transgender and get into a female prison. But now, come on. You have to ask yourself, what were these people thinking when they put him in with a bunch of females? You would have thought, okay, I'm going to put you with females, but I'm going to isolate you maybe and not put you in the, I guess you'd call it general population. And well, they did. And well, they know of one who's pregnant. And so there could be more. And as I said, you can't make this up stuff. You can't make this stuff up, folks. The next one I want to talk about is Obama just had a birthday. It was his 60th birthday. And, you know, 60 is a big year. I passed that milestone a few years ago. And, well, he decided he's going to have a birthday bash. You know, he's got that multi-million-dollar oceanfront property in the Hamptons in New York. And they said that he was going to have, with staff included, they were going to look at having nearly 700 people there. You know, and I find it ironic, in the midst of this pandemic we're having, and now we're back down to the face mask and the lockdowns and all that, and he's going to have 700 people under his roof, if you will, tents, outdoors. He says outdoors, but 700 people. And what I find amazing, and Dave, if you just put up this article here, the White House has said it's okay. You know, because it's Obama. You know, we've heard of the elitists where they say, do as I say and not as I do. And we've seen this through this whole pandemic. You know, you had Pelosi, you know, going to the private salon and getting her hair done and her nails or whatever she had without a mask. And then you had Newsom, the governor of California, who, by the way, is getting recalled, which I hope that turns out favorable for the residents of California. But, you know, he went to that plush restaurant and spent, I don't know, $18,000, whatever it was, with a group of people. I can't even remember. It's called French something. But anyways, as I said, folks, you can't make this up. And the last one, you really got to love this. And I think this one is sending chills all through D.C. because this congressional woman, you know what? You just got to watch it. Dave, play this video.
I have private security because my body is worth being on this planet right now. I have private security because the white supremacist, racist narrative that they drive into this country, the fact that they don't care that this black woman that has put her life on the line, they can't match my energy, first of all. This black woman who puts her life on the line, they don't care that I could be taken out of here. They actually probably are okay with that. But this is the thing. I won't let them get that off. You can't get that off. I'm going to make sure I have security because I know I have had attempts on my life and I have too much work to do. There are too many people that need help right now for me to allow that. So if I end up spending $200,000, if I spend $10 more on it, you know what? I get to be here to do the work. So suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety nets because we're trying to save lives.
So, my friends, Cori Bush pretty much says, get over it. And that is what it is. You know, she needs security, but screw you. And I find it interesting. I seen a report that last year in St. Louis, in her district, there was over 250 murders in there, in her district, or St. Louis. 90% of them were African Americans, yet she needs security, but you guys don't even need police protection in your city. As I said, friends, you can't make none of this stuff up. But the real tragedy is when are you going to wake up and speak out and say enough is enough? Because until you do, guess what? They're just going to keep doing it and doing it. And so, until next time, Joshua 24:15.